Hey guys, Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest. Here we are with another deep drive Tom Seaver rookie season game. It is the Mets at Pittsburgh. We are at Forbes Field, who's not very friendly. It's not a home run friendly park to either left side or the right side. We are in the top of the sixth, as you can see. Mets lead off with, looks like Buddy Harrelson against Dennis Rybant. And that's a 19, which will be a defensive result. That's a 57, and that will be a single pass to diving first baseman Clendenin. So Harrelson's on at first. Next up is a guy named Ludlow. Strikes out, so I'm not going to hit and run with him. Here's a pitch to Ludlow at 24. That'll be an out. That's lifted to left center field. Stargell is there. Under it, squeezes it for out number one. Tom Terrific. So far, so good in this replay. It is Johnny Lewis who strikes out a ton. Swings, and 28 will be 4. Ground ball, third base, goes second for 1, and no throw to first. So it's a 5-4 fielder's choice. Lewis is on at first. His average speed, but with 2 outs, he is fast. Here's Tommy Davis. 58, that's going to be base hit to left center field. Digging for third will be Lewis, and we got runners on first and third. Tommy Davis with a 2-out single. And the Mets have a runner in scoring position here. Steady Eddie Kranepool, left-handed hitter against Rybant. Pitch, and that's a 0-6. That's going to be rip base hit right center field. Hustling over to third is Davis, and scoring is Lewis. It's a 2-1 ball game. The Mets have come back, and they're within 1. Next up is Bushek. Pitch, and it's a 47, which should end the inning here with 2 outs. And that's a deep drive left center field. On the run is Stargell, and Stargell makes a nice running catch. We are early in the morning here, 5:30 a.m. Sunday morning, so trying to keep it a little bit quiet. Tom Seaver facing Bill Mazeroski, who batted .261 with 9 home runs in 1967. He's a above average second baseman with a 4. That's going to be a 65. Check swing, the check with the first base umpire, and he rings him up. Mazeroski's not happy about that call. And here's Don Clendenin. Pitch, and that's a 27 defensive result. And a 27 and 27 is going to be a ground ball second base. Bushek is a above average second baseman. Actually, Bushek is he's an average second baseman. He'll make that play. Average in the major leagues is pretty darn good. So now comes Gene Alley, who, by the way, batted .287 with 6 home runs in 152 games, and that's a 41. That'll be a hard grounder down the line, and Boyer with a nice backhand throws to first in time to retire the side. All right, Kenny Boyer, after that nice play on defense, comes up on offense, top of the 7th. And Rybant's starting to tire. He's only a 10 starter, 10 points. So he's gone 6. That's 10 minus 6, giving up a run. That's another 1. So he's got 3 points left. How many times did he line up? Probably 2. So he's basically 1 more inning. Kenny Boyer, here's the pitch, and that's a 60, which will be ground ball and up the middle, threw it into center field, played by Alu. So Boyer, who's average speed, will be at first base, and we're going to get a bunt by Sullivan, a 76, and that'll be a good bunt. To who? To the catcher. I think actually the catcher, that was a 2-1. Oh yeah, 2 and 3's to the catcher. All right, so Seaver now with a tying run here in the 7th. Don't want to pinch hit for him yet. Oh, I could pinch hit for him. Seaver only batted 140. Here's the pitch from Rybant. And that's a 61, which is a ground ball, and that's through for a base hit. Boyer will try to score, and the throw to the plate, and not in time. He scores, and Will Seaver with a 1 will go to second. He does not. So the game is tied, and that's going to do it for Rybant. 2-2. Mets have come back here. All right, and we're going to bring in Lefty Pizarro. Yep, Lefty Pizarro will come in. Oh, wait. No, he's going to start. It tells me that he's right about to start, so we're going to undo that change, and we're going to go with somebody else. So that's the good thing about having a helper and keeping the roster and so on. It tells you who's about to start. So we're going to go with Ally McBean. Now, this is one of the first teams that the Mets played. I don't know how many of these players I actually printed out, because at the beginning I was like, oh, I'm not going to use all the players, so I'm not going to print them all out. But as I've been getting into this, so Ally McBean comes in. He's there with Boyer at second base. Well, that was wait a second. Yeah, okay, so that was a base hit, and the run scores. All right, Seaver single scored the run. It's tied up, and now it's Buddy Harrelson. And it's a 57, which will be a base hit off the pitcher, and Seaver will hold up at second base. Al Luplow. Lefty, pitched by McBean, an 86 with a 2, and that's a slow ground ball right back to the pitcher. It's the catcher and the pitcher, and McBean picks it up, whips it to first in time. Both runners advance. So with 2 out, we got runners at second and third for Johnny Lewis, who had 36 plate appearances, played in 13 games at age 27. That's a 0-0, and that's ball 4. He walks. Doesn't walk very much, doesn't do much of anything. But that's going to bring up Tommy Davis, the righty, and he is the Mets' best hitter in the replays, batting .289. In reality, he batted .302. McBean gets the sign from Jerry May behind the plate, and he's ready. Sets and deals. That's a 0-5. That's going to be line drive, base hit. And Seaver scores easily. Behind him is Harrelson. Going to third is Lewis, and the Mets have taken a 4-2 lead on a clutch 2-out single by Tommy Davis, their star. He's their batting star. He is basically their key offensive player. So here comes Eddie Kranepool, steady Eddie Kranepool with runners on first and third and 2 outs. Pitch from McBean, and that's an 88, and that'll do it. Popped up, right side, Clemente, who will someday soon be a Met, makes the catch by 69. He becomes a big part of the Mets in 69. Got to play the 69 season. Jerry May leads off against Tom Terrific here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mets have taken a 4-2 lead after trailing 2-0. Mets 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Pirates 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Playing deep drive baseball. That's a deep drive chart result with a 2, and he's got the ballpark, and that's going to be a 63 down the line, base hit, 1 hop off the wall, played off the wall by Davis. Here's the throw to second base, the tag by Bushek, and May is in there with a double ahead of the tag. And we're going to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be a guy named Spriggy, or Gonder. We'll call on Spriggs. Again, very early in the morning, so I got to keep the voice down, trying to not wake up the neighborhood. Let's see if we do have Spriggs. We do have Spriggs. He will be facing Seaver. So Seaver is maybe tiring. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch, and a 22, which will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Seaver reaches back for a little extra and blows the heat. Gives him the gas and blows the heat by Spriggs, the pinch hitter. Here's Matty Alou, another lefty. Pitch from Seaver is a 37 and a 4. It would be a bouncer to third. Boyer looks May back to second. And that's 2 outs. 5-3. And up is Maury Wills, a switch hitter. Batted .302 with 29 stolen bases. Here's the pitch to Wills, and that's a 48. That'll do it. A 3. Bouncer to first base. Kranepool takes it himself. Steps on the bag. And that retires the side. We're going to get a new pitcher here for, it's going to be Law, a guy named Law. So let's grab Law here from you get all the players in this game. The only complaint I have is that I got to look all over the place to find the traded players. Every team should have every player that played on it a separate card, and that wouldn't be so much to do. Well, it would just be an additional several players, and I guess that's extra work. And for $15, there's only so much you can do. So I can't complain. Beggars can't be choosers. Bushek. Bushek with Seaver batting. Batting 233. He batted 236 in reality. Here's a pitch. 48. That'll be an out of two. There's a bouncer to first baseman. Clemente flips to the pitcher covering. And that's one away. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Mets are leading at 4-2. They came back from a 2-run deficit. They scored 1 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th. They knocked out Rybat. And here's Kenny Boyer, pitch from Law, and a snake eyes, and that's ball 4. So he shows some patience and trots on down to first with a base on balls. Up comes John Sullivan, the catcher. He's a backup catcher for Jerry Grody. Here's the pitch, and that's a 36 with a 1, and that's popped up. Middle infield. Mazeroski on the outfield grass, calling everybody off. And he'll haul it in for out number 2. And here's Tom Terrific with a 14, and that'll be a swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Seaver's still on the mound. See what happens here. Roberto Clemente, who has a 357 batting average. Pitch, and that's he's going to retire Clemente with a hard hit ball up the middle, and Parsons there spins, throws the first, scooped out by Cranepool, and they just get the hustling Roberto Clemente, Hall of Famer. Here's another Hall of Famer, Willie Stargell. Not a very good left fielder, decent first baseman, so-so right fielder. But he has good power, so he is the tying run. So a home run here would tie the game, so Seaver will proceed with caution. The pitch, and a 50, that's a deep drive with the ballpark. That ball's gone. Game is tied. Way back, right field, Willie Stargell hit 20 home runs, but with a 35 and the ballpark, he was going to hit it one for sure. I thought he had hit more, and that's going to be it for Seaver. Yes, sirree. We're going to go to Taylor. We are going to go to Taylor. Ron Taylor, that's his batting card. So let's look for his pitching card. Where is Taylor? Pitching card. I don't know where his. That's his batting card. I need to find his pitching card. Bill Dennehy. It's a little bit annoying when it happens in the middle of the game. Let me see if he's with the batters. There he is with the batters. All right, let's see what happens here. Bill Mazeroski against Ron Taylor. Oh, is that a solo shot? That was a solo shot. Okay, it's 4-3. And I pulled Seaver right away. It's all right. Mazeroski 0-7, and that's going to be ground ball through for a base hit. So Muscles won through the infield, and Mazeroski's on at first. Average speed, not a base stealer. Here's Clendenin with good power. And that's going to be 0-4, which is line drive, base hit, and that'll send Mazeroski to third. In the gap and cut off by Jay Lewis in right field. Mazeroski's at third. Clendenin's at first. 1 out. And here comes a 287 hitter, Gene Alley. Ron Taylor gets the sign. Mets infield playing back for the double play. Will they get the double play? 89 with a 3, and it's a ground ball to the first baseman. Goes to second for 1. Back to first, not in time. Run will score. Oh, actually, I need to have the infield in there. Oh, boy. Well, game is tied. And I was thinking about the double play, and run scored. Let's see, Jerry May against Ron Taylor with a runner on first. Here's the pitch, and that's an 88 with a 0 line to short. Could it be? Oh, that's the third out. That ends the inning. Ripped and right at Harrelson. All right, we go to top of the ninth, all tied at 4. 4-9-0 for the Mets. 4-11-1 for the Pirates. Buddy Harrelson will lead off against a guy named Vern Law, who had a 4.18 ERA with a 1.4 WHIP. Here's the pitch to Harrelson, a 49 line caught by the first baseman Clemente. So Buddy Harrelson rips it, and Clemente snags it. Here's Luplow, pitch, and a 32 with an 8 is lifted to left center field. Stargell over under it and makes the catch. And now you got Johnny Lewis with a 31, and that'll be a bouncer to the third baseman Wills over to first in time, and that retires the side. Bottom of the ninth, Law, and we're gonna get a pinch hitter. Do we have any lefties? We got Gonder, Jesse Gonder. He's a 2. I still have another catcher. Back in the day, they used to you have 3 catchers. So let's call on Jesse Gonder here. There he is. Pitch by Ron Taylor. Ron Taylor had a 1.1 WHIP with a 2.34 ERA. That's a 97. Lined and caught by the shortstop Harrelson. Good wood on it. Hit on the screws, but right at Harrelson, who timed it perfectly, went up and brought it down. Here is Matty Alou, the lefty, with a 49 and an 8. That's a shallow fly ball left field. Back goes Boyer and Harrelson. In comes Tommy Davis, and it's Davis who calls him off and averts a collision out there. And with 2 outs, here is Wills. Pitch to Wills, a 68, and that'll be a defensive result. A 99, and that's going to be a single, unless the right fielder's a 4, and Johnny Lewis is a 4. Will he make a diving catch? I believe he does. Johnny Lewis is an excellent right fielder. He makes an amazing catch. That looked like it was going to drop in. He came out of nowhere. Johnny Lewis flashing the leather to end the inning. New pitcher comes in. It's going to be Roy Face. And Roy Face is showing his face here. Corny joke alert. I saw him before. There he is, Roy Face. Ron Taylor should be done after that last inning. Tommy Davis leads off. Pitch from Roy Face, a 94 with an 8. That's lifted to left. Right there, Stargell. Cranepool steps in the box. He bats from the left side. 269 hitter with 10 home runs. Played the whole season. A 93 with a 9, and that's a shallow fly ball center field. Racing in is Alou, and Alou with a sliding catch. Matty Alou got a good read on that ball right off the bat. His first step was forward, and that was the right direction. All right, here's Bushek with 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch. Free baseball time, guys. We're on the top of the 10th. A swing and a miss, struck him out, and Roy Face. 1-2-3 inning. Here is Roberto Clemente leading off, and we're going to pull Ronnie Taylor for a guy named Lamabe. Or Lamabe. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I got to look that up. He doesn't play very much, but have no idea how to pronounce that. Probably Lamabe. I might get my ass kicked if I make too much noise in here. I can hear a little movement, a little rustling in the next room. Sleep in the doghouse. I'll be rolling dice in the doghouse. Do I not have Lamabe? I do not have Lamabe. I'm gonna have to. All right, so it is Jack Lamabe, and he's with St. Louis, so that's why I didn't have him. That's the only really complaint I have, that I have to go through, track the players. He was actually on 3 teams. He played with the Mets, the White Sox, and then St. Louis. Ended with St. Louis, so I have to go to St. Louis to get him. And that's a little bit of a drag, because then when I play St. Louis, he may come up and he'll be sitting with the Mets. But anyway, all right, Clemente. then I'll have to move them over. I could make a scan of the card, but I'm not that worried about it right now. Clemente leading off here in the bottom of the 10th inning. It's all tied at 4 apiece. Free baseball, guys. Using Deep Drive Baseball. Check it out. Get the flow. Get a sense of would you like a game like this. Plays very directly off the cards. As you can see, I only look for the range plays and the error plays. That's pretty much it. Here's a pitch, and it's a 50. That's a deep drive. No ballpark there. Clemente gets a hold of one and drives it, and that's going to be one hop off the wall. And Tommy Davis plays it off the carom and into second base. Harrelson, and standing up at second base to lead off is Roberto Clemente. We're going to walk Stargell intentionally. Try to get the double play. Mazurowski's going to try to bunt. And that's going to be a 62, which is a strikeout. So that's not a strikeout. It's 2 strikes on the batter. He's going to bunt again. 98 with a 9. And that's a fly ball. Center. Actually, he's bunting. So now that'll be a good bunt to who? It's a 9 to the third baseman. And third baseman's a 3. We're going to go. We could try to get the fielder's choice. What is Clemente's speed here? Clemente's speed is a average speed against the 3. Average speed is against the 3 because I have none to lose at this point. Average speed against the 3 is a 50% chance of getting him in third. So 0 to 4. I'm going to try to do that. 0 to 4. Let's see what happens if we can get him at third. And we do get him at third base. Fielder's choice. So it was 5 to 6. With Harrelson covering, we had the wheel play on. 5-6. All right. And that's going to bring up Clendenin. LeMabe. Jack LeMabe. He had a 1.1 whip with a 3.20 ERA, 42 games, 5 saves. Pretty good. 84 innings pitched, 56 strikeouts, a 4-7 record, age 30. Jack LeMabe against Don Clendenin with 2 N's. Clendenin batted .250 with 13 home runs. Here's the pitch. Oh, wait a second. It was a 5-6. Runner at third is out. So let me do that again. 5-6. Runner on third is out. Both runners advance. Okay. And Clendenin with a 43 and a 9. And that will be a fly ball center field. Stargell is not going to tag up here. And it's Gene Alley, 290 hitter. LeMabe with the pitch. 2 outs, 0-8. That's a base hit. And we will try to score Stargell here. Stargell. We will try to score Stargell for the game winner. It is not an automatic game winner. We're going to have to roll for it. He's very slow. Ooh, maybe should have pinch run for him. Very slow. He becomes slow. So he has a chance of scoring on. Slow on a 51. 5 to 51 because I subtracted 10 from each one. 5 to 51, he can score. We're going to try to score him. And who's throwing it? 0 is throwing it, and that is the left fielder. So the throw is by Tommy Davis, and he is safe. And the ball game is over. Boom. Gene Alley with the winning hit. He gets mobbed by his teammates, and Roy Face gets the win. LeMabe gets the loss. Willie Stargell, of course, the MVP, scoring that big run at the end. Stargell went 1 for 3 with 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Hit his 6th home run of the season. Seaver does not get the decision. Pitched 7 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Final score is Pittsburgh 5, New York 4. Pittsburgh had 5 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. And Mets had 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. And the Mets record now is 13 33. That is 40 games. So I'm 1/4 of the way through the season. And Pittsburgh is 24 22, 2 games over 500. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Deep Drive Baseball. Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.